So you want to know how to be successful in cold calling sales? In this video, we're going to show you how to find a cold lead, how to warm them up, and how to ask for the sale.
I know sales, and I had that sale. I just needed a few more minutes.
A few more minutes is a waste of our time.
It's not a waste of time.
This is a trading game.
No.
You give a quick pitch.
Look.
You make the sale and move on.
I'm Amy Walker, and I have helped hundreds of small business owners and entrepreneurs cross the 6- and 7-figure marks in their business, and I know you can do it too.
Let's go. All right, fine.
So here's what we're going to do in this video. First, I'm going to teach you how to get through the Gatekeeper. Then I'm going to share with you tips on how to actually get the meeting.
Awesome, Blossom.
And I'm going to give you one of my favorite marketing books that is perfect for this topic.
You wouldn't understand. It's a secret.
I wouldn't understand, or it's a secret.
We're going to talk about how to write a reach out email that will actually get read and responded to.
I'm sending you some email. You got it?
So that way you can keep your sales calendar full, because I know that's why you're really here. And at the end, I'm going to tell you there is one major cold calling offense that a lot of you do. You probably do it.
It's business. It's not personal.
And it is costing you dearly when it comes to revenue. So I'm going to tell you the number one thing to avoid. So stick around for that. So many business coaches will tell you that cold calling is dead.
We're here to celebrate the life and honor the memory of cold calling.
But the over $2 million in sales that we have personally generated,
It's $1 million sale.
that started with cold calling, would suggest that that advice is a bunch of
It's alive!
I have a client that came to me about 6 weeks ago and said, I don't have the right leads on my list. All of the people on my list were interested in a different product. I'm not doing that product now. I'm doing this product. And I just don't have enough people to work with.
I am totally alone right now with only my thoughts.
So we put together a strategy that involves starting with cold calling. Fast forward 6 weeks. I just talked to him today, and he has over 260 brand new, interested, engaged, perfect leads for his business that came in through his cold calling strategy.
Thank you very much, sir. I don't think you'll regret it. See what I did?
You're the master.
So I'm telling you, this works across any business. It's not really whether or not cold calling works, it's do you have the right plan in place.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to fix you.
I promise you, if you and I were together right now, I could pull out my laptop, and in about 10 minutes, I could find you at least 100 or more targeted leads that fit your specific criteria. That is not the issue, my friends. The issue is we have to figure out the right strategy so you can ever even get a hold of them.
As I was saying, right now we are having...
Talk louder.
Okay, our prices have never been lower.
Son, you have to talk louder.
So the first thing we have to figure out is, does this person have a gatekeeper or not? If you can actually prospect and get their direct contact information, that is great. But a lot of times you're going to reach somebody who their job is to keep their boss from having distraction.
I'm sorry, he's not in right now.
Really?
So the very first thing you have to do is figure out how to make the gatekeeper your friend. You have to show them that you are on their side.
Hey! Hey!
This means you got to spend a little bit more time and energy getting to know the person that you're trying to get a hold of. What are their goals? What are their objectives? What are the things that they're working on? What are they posting about? What are they excited about? So that when you reach out to their administrative assistant or the person who is in charge of their schedule, you are coming in as an ally and as someone who is going to create high value for their boss, instead of someone who is trying to take their time away from the things that they're normally doing.
How Michael spends his time. As you can see, we have procrastinating and distracting others. And this tiny sliver here is critical thinking.
Make friends with that person. That is your most valuable asset when getting the meeting with that hard to reach person.
I was wondering if I could talk to Michael Scott.
The second thing you need to know is, how do you actually get that meeting? This is where I love the book How to Get a Meeting with Anyone by Stu Heineck. Stu's a good friend of mine. We've interviewed him on our channel before, and he is brilliant at helping you to create a interesting, engaging, and impossible to ignore reach out strategy.
Bud Liquor! Our prices have never been lower!
Okay, stop it.
He...
That is totally inappropriate.
So instead of just sending an email or picking up the phone, you're actually taking time and energy to customize a creative reach out strategy, meet the gatekeeper, let the gatekeeper know that you're going to be sending this creative strategy, and then it's easy to get the call because you're the guy or you're the girl who created this wow experience that everyone in the office has been talking about.
It is wonderful to be the center of attention.
Case in point, Stu sent me a contact marketing campaign where he sent me a personalized, branded little tablet device that when I clicked on it and said play, it was a video of Stu talking directly to me. That was impressive. That made me show it to my husband and go, oh, did you see what Stu sent me?
Full of humor and full of depth and full of heart, and it was real.
If you can send something that is clear, it's creative, it captures their attention, your chance of getting that meeting goes significantly up.
Nailed it.
Now, if you're starting out on a shoestring budget and you're saying, well, I can't necessarily afford to send custom tablets and custom videos and all of that, I understand. You're going to have a better strategy. And it's going to start with a reach out email.
Okay, wait a second. I sent it to you at packer@dundermifflin.com. Packaging@dundermifflin.com. Uh-oh.
Here's what used to work. Long emails that had all the details anyone could ever want to know. Doesn't work anymore. When was the last time you read one of those?
Whose is it? Who wrote that?
So the emails that are working today are going to follow this simple 3-step formula. Number 1, it's going to start with a relevant compliment. Number 2, it's going to have a request for collaboration. And number 3, you're going to ask for permission to give more information. So it might sound something like this. Hi, so-and-so. I listened to your podcast interview with so-and-so, and I loved when you talked about X. I'd love to invite you to come and speak on my platform. Would it be okay if I send you more information? That's it. You want to keep it short. You want to keep it sweet. Now let's do one that would be more leading directly to a sale. Hi, so-and-so. I saw your award that you just won for entrepreneurship and wanted to say congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. I noticed that you are working this year on expanding your reach and getting out in front of more people. I'd love to discuss with you how I've helped my clients be able to accomplish that. Would it be okay if I send you a little bit more information? And then you simply sign your name. So that short 3-step formula is going to get you a much higher read rate and a much higher response rate than if you just simply send out a lot of information. Or also, oh my gosh, the vague reach outs. Can I just tell you the way for me to never want to talk to you in my whole life is for you to send me a message that says, hi Amy, I've been following you and I feel like we have a lot of synergy. Could we chat and see where that synergy could take us?
Everybody sit on the floor, Indian style like me.
No, I literally have no idea what you want. I don't know if I want to give you time, and it sounds weird. So don't do those vague types of reach outs, and don't do the super long reach outs. You just want to keep it short, you want to keep it sweet, you want to keep it direct.
That's all I'm going to say.
And now, my friends, we get to the point you've all been waiting for. The reason why most of your cold reach outs are failing, because you're just doing this wrong.
No! No!
Cold reach outs work really great for creating relationships and collaborations. They do not work as great for going straight to the sale.
So, I heard a very, very funny joke.
So instead of trying to cold reach out the client you want to buy, you want to go a level above and you want to cold reach out to the person who could send you a bunch of clients that could buy. So for example, for me, if I wanted to work with, let's say, plumbers, I could reach out to all the plumbers and I'm going to get a very low, very poor response rate and it's going to be very time consuming. Or I could reach out to the Plumbers Association, I could reach out to a financial planner who specializes in helping plumbers plan for retirement, and I could reach out to an attorney who has a bunch of plumbers because that's his niche area of expertise. And I could reach out to an accountant who works with a bunch of plumbers. And I could create relationships with all of them, and we could create a collaboration. Or I could interview them on my podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Your Circle of Influence podcast. I'm your co-host, Dr. Monica Ovando.
And I'm Amy Walker.
It's me, Mario.
Or I could ask them to do a joint venture webinar with me, or I can invite them to speak at one of my events. But any type of a collaboration request is going to have a much higher response rate. But then guess what will happen? All of them will promote and they will bring their people to me. So instead of having to spend all this time getting rejected, I would really recommend that you evaluate your cold reach out strategy. And don't try to go from cold reach out to sale. Try to go from cold reach out to relationship to collaboration and then to sale. It works so much better. And this is honestly, when I look at where most of our revenue has come from, it started right here with this.
I just love sales. I love it to death.
I want your business to win. That's really what it comes down to. So I'd love to offer 2 things to you that I think are really going to help you on your journey. There's a lot of business advice out there, and if you want to know more about which ones are good and which ones aren't, I recommend that you go check out my video, How to Create Consistent 10K Months, and learn how to make that a baseline in your business. And, my friend, we got to figure out what is going on in your sales and marketing that is keeping you from hitting the goals that you want to hit. Because I promise you, once you dial that system in, I've had clients go from 100K years to 100K quarters. I've had a client go from 12K years to 100K in 6 months. So I invite you to take my Sales and Marketing GPS and answer the assessment questions. We will give you an 8-page improvement plan, and we'll even go through it with you to make sure that you have the action plan in place that you need in order to be successful in your business. All right, thank you so much for being here. I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go because I know you're gonna go get to work. And while you're in the process, check out that next video.